Hello Steemits, CryptoG here, just coming at you with another video tutorial. This time we're going to show you how to do a lovely pop-out TV effect, which is really quite simple but quite stunning. So we're going to use this image here, and what we will do to begin with is we've got our background layer. We're going to duplicate that. So I'm going to right click and duplicate. I'm going to unlock that. I hate the way it does that actually. As soon as you unlock it, it renames it, but I actually wanted to keep that as background. And I want to call this one mask. And then I'm going to add a new layer and call that TV. It's our blank layer, which I'm going to call TV. I'm then going to come over to the marquee tool, and sorry, not the marquee tool, the drawing tool. Select rectangle, border size 43, unclick fill shape, and then draw a rectangle. I've already done that. I'm going to cheat. There we go. Here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, so that's what it'll look after we draw our rectangle. Now we're going to turn off our mask and background layer. No, we're not actually. We're going to keep our background layer on. We're going to turn off our. There we go. Right, so we're going to go up to our TV layer and we're going to go Edit, Free Distort. Let's edit, free distort. And we're going to come down and to the left. And we're going to come about there, I reckon. There we go. And then up and to the left. And that gives us our TV screen at a new perspective. Okie dokie. That's about right. Yeah, we like that. That's about right. Okie dokie. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the, of course we're going to say yes, we want to accept the changes first. Yes, we do. We can adjust that if we need to with the move tool. Yeah, we might adjust to kind of there. Okie dokie. Let's not mess around too long with that. Now we're going to go to the one tool and we're going to select the area inside the triangle, inside the rectangle rather. Then we're going to go to the mask layer and we're going to actually right click and add that layer mask, or come down here. And there we go, and you see that it's masked the whole layer apart from the portion that was in the rectangle. So now we're going to come back up to our TV layer and we're going to go to eraser. My mouse will unstick itself. Then we're going to zoom in. Then we're going to come up to here so that we can see what we're doing. Here we go. And we're going to create a little bit for his head and shoulders to pop through. Just get rid of that on the TV layer. I think we go down to there or so. I don't want to go down too low because I can always take away what I don't need. Right, that's that. Let's go back onto the mask layer now. Back onto the mask layer and choose a brush. And we go to brush size. Let's go for the biggest brush we have, the 200. Let's make that even a little bit bigger, you know, because we've got a lot to cover. Oh, look, perfect. Bang. There we go. Boom. And so on. We go down to here. There we go. So let's get all of his helmet in. So the actress to the bishop. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, that's looking pretty nice. We haven't got his GoPro. Do we want his GoPro on there? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm going to leave his GoPro out off because he's got a GoPro at the top of his helmet. I'm just going to leave that out. No worries. Right, now you've seen me do this. Okay, I now know how much I need to rub out on the TV layer. Let's go back to TV layer, zoom in slightly. And we're going to get rid of this here. Yeah, we don't want the... There we go. Is that right? Yes, that's right. So now back to our brush and back to the top layer. Back to the TV layer. No, sorry, back to the mask layer rather than middle layer. And I'm going to use a... do I need to use a more subtle brush? No. I don't. You can just whack that in there. There we go. Right, now I'm going to do some rubbing out, so you guys will join me in a second, but you're starting to see how this can look. Okay guys, you can see here that I've just been getting rid of the excess image on the mask layer. Just getting rid of what we don't want to see, which is essentially the kind of blurred out crowd behind the rider, and so that we can just see the rider now jumping in, or jumping out of, I should say, the screen. Okay, I'm not going to be as accurate. I'm actually going to come back into this, so when you see this on Steam, it's going to look much nicer, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to rush through it. Now, one thing I did notice is I do need the drawing tool. I'm going to go to the line here. I've moved it, so it's not going to be 43 anymore. It's probably going to be about half that size, which is what, 21 and a half. All right, so let's go 20, yeah, 21, perfect. And then let's see what that does. Ah, I'm on the wrong layer. On the wrong layer. Should be on this layer. And we're going to go like that. There we go. Because that kind of looks a bit weird. Now we can rub out the bit over the handlebars. Because otherwise, there we go. There we go. That now looks probably, because otherwise we had a bit of crowd, a bit of TV there that wasn't being held in by anything. So it looked a bit weird. So already you can start to see this take shape, and you can really start to imagine how this is going to pop out. I'll just quickly show you a way of getting that out even further. So what we're going to do is we're going to merge down. So we're going to merge down that layer. So that's right click and merge down. And it's not letting me do that for some reason. Yeah. Oh, of course it isn't, because we haven't applied the mask. I have to apply the mask. Can't merge down onto a mask layer. So now we can merge down. There we go. Now we can duplicate layer. Duplicate layer. Okie dokie. Right, now we want to be on the bottom layer. Let's call this one TV now, because what we want to do is we want to cover, no we don't, sorry, we want the top, we want the top layer to be TV, excuse me. We'll go adjustments, curves, cold is what we want, or colder. There we go, so everything goes colder, everything goes a bit more blue. So let's turn off that top layer. Yeah, there we go. So we can see everything is blue on the top layer. And then I'm going to take the eraser here, give myself a bigger brush. Let's go on to the feathered one, and I'm just going to start cleaning off that top layer. There we go, and I don't know if you can see that, but that's now a lot warmer. In fact, we can really highlight that by doing two things. First of all, we turn up the contrast. So adjustments, brightness and contrast. Whack up the contrast slightly. Boom, 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 boom. To 5. That's good. Press OK. Then, oh, sorry, I did that on the wrong layer. Excuse my pardon. We should be on. I'm going to turn off this top layer actually. There we go. So now let's go on to that. Adjustments, contrast like before. Go up to number 5. Bang, bang, bang. 6, 4. There we go. That'll do. Number 4. That's great. Then we want to warm it up a bit. Let's go. So adjustment, curves. We'll use the presets. We won't mess around with curves ourselves. Warmer. There we go. So now, when I turn that back on, there we go. We should get a really nice contrast. That's really starting to look really good now. That really is. So I'm going to, I've got a couple more tricks to show you. Oh, Control Z. You want to be on the top layer, not the bottom. There we go. And we just want to rub out all of that blue there and across the bike, and as you can see, that's really starting to jump out. I mean, if you look at that, let me go in a bit closer there. If you watch the forks there, you see that? Just springs to life. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. So, okay, I'm not going to finish all of that now because you get the idea. One thing I am going to do is just quickly show you how we can do a little ripple effect. I'm sorry, I'm just going to do these tires because I want you to see that before we go. See there how the mud is coming through on the tires instead of being all kind of grey and washed out. Okay. There we go, that's beautiful. Right, I'm going to quickly show you this and then we're going to end this tutorial. We're going to go to the marquee tool, go up to the top here, go to the elliptical marquee, and we're going to choose an area roughly this kind of size. Yeah, roughly that kind of size, and then we're going to go to filter, we're going to go to water swirl, and we're going to up the size to about there, maybe a bit less, up the amount slightly, hit OK, deselect that, deselect all, and there we go. And there you go, that's looking quite nice there. We can add a background if we like. Obviously that's not the background. that there. Let's put a new layer. Put a new layer there. And on that new layer, what should we make it? Let's make it a kind of bluish color. I kind of like that cobalt steelish blue. Let's have a look at that. Fill it up. Bang. There we go. Look at that. That's lovely. And in fact, what I would even do is go into the image size, go into the canvas size, and make the canvas bigger, is what I'm going to do there. But for now, this has gone on way long enough. It's quite a long tutorial. We'll leave it there. And hopefully you've enjoyed this and you go off and do your own little tricks. Okay. Oh, I'm going to put a little Easter egg in here, actually. Because I'm pretty sure no one watches these to the end. But if anyone does, and they put the word scrunch or scrunchy in the bottom and the comments before I pay out, the first person that does that, I'm going to give 10 Steam dollars to, which is 120 US dollars. So I think that's all right. So yeah, thank you, Steam It. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.